Hello, and welcome to PMHS Action News Pell-Mell January edition. We are here to bring you broadcast and news coverage of the award-winning Pell-Mell newspaper. In this edition, we will talk about the exciting news that has occurred around the school since the winter break, as well as some general stories from around town. I'm Steven. During the past few months, Pelham Memorial High School has hosted many events in which students of all different grades participated. During this past December, Pelham hosted its annual History Bowl along with its annual Model UN conference. The History Bowl this year was a hit, with 15 teams fighting for the victory. The teams had a chance to test their knowledge and claim bragging rights for their high school history careers. With more teams entered than ever before, the competition was tight, but students still had a great time. Emily Talamas said, "Even though we lost, it was a fun experience, and I'm glad I did it." Along with the annual History Bowl, the Model UN conference this year was hosted by Pelham Memorial High School, with Mamaroneck, Rye, and Hackley all attending. Pelham's very own Daniel Bernstein opened the conference, introducing topics such as Game of Thrones, the music industry, and the Israel-Palestine General Assembly. Lastly, two Pelicans have qualified for the Speech State Championships. Senior Angelina Rosa and freshman Sophia Luong both qualified, with Angelina representing the category of congressional debate and Sophia representing the category of declamation. They will both compose arguments over the decisions of whether bills should be passed or not. Both of these students are very excited to be qualifiers and are even more excited to get the debate started. Since November of 2017, the weather has been strange. Pelham Memorial High School experienced 2 snow days this year, with snow accumulating to a total of 9 inches. Throughout the winter, there have been days where the weather has been around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and the next day, the weather has been below 20. Due to the inconsistent weather, school staff and students have been experiencing illnesses such as the common cold and the flu. Surprisingly, school nurse Kelly Hendricks states that this year, even through the drastic weather changes, student attendance is higher than the previous years. The cold weather has also affected school activities, the main one being track. Since it is too cold to go outside to run, the school has organized training sessions at the New Balance Track and Field Center in the Armory in New York City. Pelham will still be experiencing weather changes throughout the winter. Throughout the past 2 months, PMHS has been alive with music. In the month of December, the band, orchestra, and chorus all had their winter concerts. The season of music kicked off on December 6th with the chorus concert. Mrs. Abe's house and her choir sang a variety of holiday songs from around the world, as well as some traditional hymns. Closely following this was the orchestra concert on December 14th. The orchestra was conducted by interim teacher Mr. Schwartz, who is filling in for Dr. Zanke. Dr. Zanke has now returned and is back to conducting and teaching full-time. The orchestra played a mix of traditional and holiday tunes, building up the winter anticipation for the band concert, which took place on December 21st. Performances from both the concert and jazz bands got the crowd excited for the holidays. Concluding school for the break was the winter assembly, in which all 3 musical groups performed. With the entire school watching, the band, chorus, and orchestra played some of their hits and left everyone in the gym excited for the holiday break. Stay tuned, because after the break, we will be back with more Pell-Mell updates from PMHS, including sports updates, as well as coverage of the annual Fall Sports Awards ceremony, and much more. Welcome back to PMHS Action News, January Pell-Mell edition. I'm Steven. Let's get right back into our coverage of winter events at PMHS. The Pelham boys basketball team hosted a home tournament on December 27th, and just as the first quarter between Pelham and Blindbrook was close to over, a player from the opposing team collapsed on the gym floor. The player was Jordan Scone, a member of the boys basketball team from Blindbrook. He hit his head when he fell onto the floor of the middle school gym and went into cardiac arrest after suffering from a seizure. Fortunately, there were doctors on the scene in an instant, including school athletic director, trainer, and local Pelham police detective Hines, who was in the stands watching the game. Pelham coach Mark Finnegan said, "It was difficult for anyone to watch. I've been coaching for 28 years, and I've never seen anything like that." Teams that were on the court were quickly escorted to the locker rooms, and spectators on the bleachers were ushered out of the gym. Scone suffered from a seizure, and doctors immediately started to perform CPR and began defibrillating the player when he went into cardiac arrest. First responders brought the player to the hospital, where after going through several medical exams, was said to have a pre-existing heart condition, which was the possible cause for his sudden collapse. Despite the shocking incident, Jordan Scone is reported to be in a stable condition from the help of the first responders. The annual Fall Sports Awards were held on December 6 to recognize the contributions and achievements of Pelham's athletes during the first season of the year. Both the Pelham Booster Club and the Pelham Athletics Department collaborated again this year to host another event which had honored athletes from all of the fall sports. Athletic Director Stephen Luciana stated, "The awards presented are a combination of the hard work and dedication our athletes and coaches put forth during the season and are a credit to our athletes, our school, and our community." Athletes from other fall sports had been awarded with their varsity letters for their first year on the varsity team. Also, the returning varsity athletes had received pins. Junior Jennifer Bell, recipient of the All-Section Diving Award, said, "Seeing all the different awards go to amazing athletes was very impressive and well earned for the hard work put in." In addition to the letters and the pins, awards were given to the most outstanding players of the season. Pelham Fall athletes received section championships for swimming, all-conference for volleyball, all-section for boys soccer, all-county for cross-country, and lastly, all-league for football, soccer, field hockey, tennis, and diving. Pelham is looking forward to having these great athletes return next fall and make another great season. There have been some big sports updates this winter as the PMHS boys swim team launches its inaugural season at SUNY Purchase. In their first meet, the Pelicans looked strong in defeating Portchester 88-71. Led by the Brady brothers, Mason and Lance, as well as sophomore Henry Grutch and freshman Christopher Hardigan, the team will be tough to beat in the pool this year. Rookie coach Chris Derwinga expressed his excitement. The first meet was a great success. Solid swims all around. Let's all wish the PMHS boys swim team a great first season. That's all for today. We'd like to thank the Pell-Mell for their excellent coverage of the PMHS, news, and updates on the greater Pelham community. For more information, check out the school's website at www.pelhamschools.org. To stay updated on the Pell-Mell, consider visiting thepelmelpmh.com. I'm Steven, and we'll see you next time.